Welcome back to DeVore Stadium. We just saw the Open Division game come to a conclusion with Helix coming out on top. Guys, defense wins championships, apparently. We saw a little bit of it all day. We saw a lot of it in the last game. Helix, they got the clutch touchdowns, but it seems like more than that, they stopped the Jack Tuttle-led offense. What was the biggest takeaway?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is for the first time seeing Helix in person, that defense is fast. There's playmakers all over the place, starting out wide at the corner spot with Isaac, and there's some big physical kids up front. That's an elite front seven for sure.
Yeah, the difference in this game, this is kind of a typical open game, back and forth, one score, very close, and I think the difference is always that one stop, and Helix did that, and then they showed, and they won it.
Yeah, Helix got that big stop. Helix also got a huge yards after contact from Elion Noah. All game long, it was, you thought he was down, and then either the pile kept moving or somehow he spun out and just kept going. I want to single out, though, Carson Baker with, I'm going to say it was the play of the game, even though it doesn't technically count as a play that got run. It was fourth and about a yard and a half inch, somewhere in that range. Over here, like on the 5 going in, Helix, I mean, they were moving the ball, but they weren't moving it super smoothly. Walks up from the shotgun, draws an offsides. Like, does the whole head fake like a pro. And that's a moment where you get some stuff that, I mean, that's where you separate it from really good to elite. When you can win a game and you can keep the offense moving without having to dot that passes, even though he was lacing some passes. We got SD Preps joining us now. Bodie, I don't know how I framed this exactly, so just kind of get cozy. Bodie, we've talked about the defense for Helix being fast and physical, about this living up to the expectations of an open game. Just kind of give us your takeaway.
Yeah, there were a couple times there where Mission Hills would get in the red zone and they just couldn't cap it off. A couple field goals, obviously the big 4th and 10 turnover where there may have been a hit that above the helmet there, but you got to capitalize there in a game like this. That was the key, I thought.
Interesting on the field goals, there was a couple blocked PATs, and the coaches still had confidence to kick field goals. This game just really had a little bit of everything. Let's go up and down the line. Let's give out a player or two of the game.
I mean, for me, it's got to be Elion Noah. I mean, 29 carries, I think 164 yards for a sophomore in a game of this magnitude. That's huge.
Yeah, 100% I agree. As long as the Helix offense is in the hands of a Noah of some sort, they're going to run the ball all over people.
Yeah, that's true. And he's only a sophomore, so the Helix is in good hands for years yet to come. I'm going to go on the other side of the ball because I like defense. His Twitter handle is Riri Blue by You, and Riri was blowing by people all game long. I'll give him plus Isaiah Wooden.
Kid's a stud.
That kid, it's over when he comes anywhere close to the ball. We saw kicks going in every direction but his. Helix tried moving him around on the field. It was a good game.
I'm going to have to give it to Elion Noah. He's a sophomore. He came in, did really well. I would like to shout out, though, sophomore DB. I think I'm saying this right, Owen Kazan. Rashad Scott went down about halfway through the third quarter, and Owen Kazan stepped up and did pretty well. He didn't really allow any big plays, and he kind of he helped the defense out a lot.
Yeah, Helix had a couple on that defensive side. Isaac Taylor Stewart went out for a couple plays. Rashad Scott was out. Didn't even flinch. I'm sure Robbie Owens was over there, sweating some bullets when you lose all-star players like that, but they just kept going. They just kept going. They just kept going. Now, let's turn our eyes towards State. We don't have to break down because we don't know who they're playing. We don't know what's going on. But the performance that we saw tonight seems like that answers a lot of questions about how well Helix can represent us. Is this a performance that they can duplicate?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. They're super balanced, both sides of the ball. Hopefully they get Oaks Christian. I know that's kind of been projected. That'd be a real fun matchup.
All right. We can now officially introduce these guys as CIF champions. They win. What school do you guys play for?
Steel Canyon?
Steel Canyon. Whatever.
East County?
Hey, so
East
guys,
County put it on.
East County putting on. So guys, we'll let you get retroactively into this. Just give a game ball out. What'd you see out there? Who was standing out to you?
Oh, Fado Noah for sure. He had a great game, and you can never doubt the starting quarterback of the team who wins, so Carson Baker.
Yeah, I think Isaiah also came out with it, played a great game.
And Jaden has some big-time plays on defense, big-time hits, even though one got caught for
Yeah, when Rashad went down, that defense really came up big at the end.
Yeah.
So
More of a team effort, I think.
absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Your answer to the state question.
Oh yeah, I think one thing that is consistent for good teams is defense, and this team, whether or not they're running the ball, or whether or not they're scoring points, I think that defense is going to come every single game, and that's going to keep you in a lot of ball games, regardless of who you're playing.
Interesting, just general statistical note. There are now no undefeated teams left in San Diego. 3 of them walked into this stadium, and truly like the Thunderdome, none of them left. And yeah, whatever about these guys having something to do with that. You had what, like 30 or 40 rushing yards per rush?
He had a great game.
It was just, this was the weekend that I think San Diego needed. Instead of having, oh, well, of course they won. Oh, well, of course they won. It answered the question that you play the tougher strength of schedule. You challenge yourself, and then it pays off in the end.
My guy picked us. Picked us to win.
Yeah. After going 0, I'm sorry, El Camino. I went 0 for 2 on the first day, 3-0 on the second day. But Bodie, like I was saying, does this answer the question of where do you test? Do you test yourself? Do you load up light? How do you see this playing out?
It's tough to say exactly. I prefer when teams test themselves. I think it pays off in the long run, but yeah, I can see it going both ways.
You're exempt from answering this question if you don't want to.
No. Well, obviously, being a Bishops, you don't get the league schedule that you would expect in terms of when you come in and you play these playoff games against Steel Canyon. We don't see that during the regular season, besides their out-of-league schedule. So, yeah, I do see where testing yourself shows a character of a team. Like, you know exactly what's going to happen when you get into a dogfight like this. So Helix, they play in a real tough league, and they play in games where they get tested from week 1 all the way through week 10. So when you get into the CIF game, then it's no surprise.
I do want to give I don't have the actual authority to give out sportsmanship awards, but the fact that a Bishops coach and the Steel Canyon kids who ended his season can coexist together on the same podcast peacefully, this is nice. This is sportsmanship, man. We're all friends here. And you guys,
I think you guys would have took it if we didn't take it.
I would
hey, there we go. We're all friends. But I mean, I'm assuming you guys are going to give the same answer. Yes, test yourselves, play the hard games.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I
we
feel like-
played Madison, Helix, Grossmont, so we had a tough schedule this year, and we just came along with it.
I feel like that's one thing that really gave us the upper hand on Ramona. We had been in a lot of tight games, a lot of hard situations this season, and they really hadn't. So I think that really gave us the upper hand in this
Just
game at
our
least.
ability to fight through adversity through the fourth quarter, how we did the Granite game, how we did the Bishops game, how we did the Otay game. It was a big deal for us to help us win the game.
I will also agree. We saw El Camino coming out of the Avocado League. They ran things. We've seen Monta Vista. They were discounted because of 4 losses. 4 losses didn't mean anything when you set an 8-touchdown record. Over to you. For just give us the 1-2 on strength of schedule.
I would say that yes, you should test yourself, but don't just overload your schedule with 10 open teams. You have to have a kind of a good balance of maybe 2 to 3 really good teams, maybe a couple teams that you kind of should beat, but maybe not that much, and then a couple teams that you should beat by maybe 4 touchdowns. And if you don't, then you know that you have to work on some stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, something like that would be ridiculous, but that's what the upper levels do. But I think it answered that when you walk into this stadium, 12-0 doesn't matter. It's about how well you won those games.
But Mission Hills has a hard schedule.
I mean, this game though was a dogfight. It was a 1-touchdown.
The Avocado League's better than the Grossmont League.
The Avocado League alone just had 3
Okay,
of the 4.
I'm not going to fire any shots north, south, east, or west. I love from the Avocado League all the way down to the Metro Mesa League. I love everybody in this county. From Baja to the Canadian Rockies, I want to hear from you sports fans. Any closing notes we all just, it's like, it's actually midnight, I think. And it is now Sunday.
Going and playing state.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
figure out tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. The brackets come out tomorrow. We'll be back with more of that. You guys got practice tomorrow?
We can on Sunday,
on
but
Sunday.
Oh, they got a day off,
be back
baby.
Monday.
There you go.
We'll be back Monday.
Alrighty, and sports fans, we will be back for state playoffs. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Cole Simons, man. Thank you for being out here.
It was a pleasure.
Bodie, where can people find you on Twitter?
At SD Preps.
Covering literally everything. I don't think he's at a game, and then he tweets at me, or tweets about the game that I'm at. I'm like, that's weird. You're 16 games right now. He's
At here's RJ. Here's underscore RJ, actually.
just search Steel Canyon High School. You'll find that. And plug yourself on Twitter.
Chase Color GHS.
That seems hard to spell, but you can find him because we all retweet it. Thank you very much, sports fans. We will see you later.